With me in the program this afternoon, I have on the line Syd Interview, and Syd is the Victorian Field Officer for Youth for Understanding International Student Exchange. And I'm going to have a chat to Syd about this particular scheme that they have and find out a little bit more of what is expected of people who are prepared to take an international student into their home. Welcome to the program, Syd.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Well, this is a rather an exciting venture that you have, and of course it's not something that's only just happened. It's been going for quite a few years now.
Yes, well, in Australia it's been about 38 years or so, and internationally this is the 60th year.
It's a long time, isn't it?
Yes.
And a lot of students have gone through a lot of homes in that time.
Many.
So, what is the setup of the scheme? What happens? They apply to take a student into their home to give them a place
That's
to
correct.
live.
It's a volunteer host family,
Mm.
so there's no payment to the family. What we do seek is the sort of person that's willing to share their lives with an international student and possibly bond with them like I have with our student. We had our student back in 1983. She's now married with 5 kids, ranging from about 15 to 19. And we communicate all the time. And it's a lifelong... she always virtually says that I'm her father. Her father passed away some years ago, but I've become her surrogate father.
At what age are the students?
Well, look, the youngest we take is 14 and 9 months, and the oldest is 18 and a half. But the average is around about the 15, 16, 17.
And do these children come out here, the students come out here, to further their education?
Look, that's a tough one. Most of them come out here to further their English, or their English comprehension. So because of the way education is structured, yes, they do, but some schools don't recognise the education that they're getting here.
Oh, right.
Only because in Europe, their school starts in August and finishes in June. So our February through to November doesn't work in with their syllabus.
Right, so they more or less come out here, they could come out here during their vacation.
Yes, well, they actually arrive here when they're on holidays.
Yes.
Because the next lot to arrive is the 17th of July, and that's during their school holidays.
How long do the host families sign up to hold the child?
Well, in our long-term program, it's 5 months or 10 months. And with the 10-month students, we split them up into families that can take them either the full 10 months or two families of 5 months each.
Well, that's fair enough, isn't it?
So it gives almost the Christmas break as the swap-over time for the 10-month student.
Now, during the 60 years, I see that over 250,000 young people have had the opportunity to share life with a family of another culture. That's a lot of people, isn't it?
Yes. I shudder to think if I could put all those kids into my house, they wouldn't fit.
This is a wonderful opportunity for the Australian family to find out a little bit more about an overseas country, and I see that you've got students from Chile, Norway, France, Latvia, Austria, Germany and Italy.
That's correct.
And not only do they learn about their country, but they also have the opportunity of perhaps learning some of their languages.
Yeah, look, that's what we've always aspired to talk to families about, especially if the students, if their own children are doing a language. This helps them develop and coordinate their language skills. You can do so much from a book, and the rest is actually knowledge, mouth-to-mouth knowledge, especially the pronunciations and the diction, etc. And you get to have a feel for the country. Like, there's this Austrian girl who loves to dance and sing, and I could just imagine her in, on the hills of Austria singing The Sound of Music.
Yes. And what responsibility has the host family got?
Oh, look, it's really to provide 3 meals a day, notwithstanding the fact that one of the meals is at school anyway,
Yes.
which is a cut lunch, okay? And also a bed. They don't have to have their own room because 98% of the kids say that they're willing to share a room. And in most cases, when I speak to Australian kids going out on program, and they say, oh, look, I don't know what to do. And I say, well, if you're in a room by yourself and you get lonely, it can be really bad for you to have that alone time. When if you were sharing a room, at least if you're feeling down, you can actually talk to your sibling about what's going on, and they can help you through it, especially if it's got to do with language.
Now, do host families have a choice of whether they have a boy or a girl?
Yes, they do. We always give them their choice, except if there's only one left, because there's no other choices then. But, it's a case that we've got just, naturally there's always about 70% female and about 30% male on programs.
This is a wonderful opportunity for Australian families to find out more about another country. And of course, it's this hosting program, you're a non-profit organisation.
That is correct.
And
we're recognised by all the education departments and the local, the state governments.
I know that if people are interested, there is a phone number that they can ring. It's 1800 654 947.
That is correct.
That's 1800 654 947. Or if you've got the internet, you can go to the www.yfu.com.au and you'll get all the information that you need from that website.
Yes, and believe me, it's well worth it. It's an experience of a lifetime, and on many occasions, some of our older families who've been doing this for many, many years, they come up to me and say, look, I'm in my 80s now, I really wish I could do it, but, it's just too much now.
Mm.
But they've been doing it for years, almost from its inception in Australia.
Syd, there's just one other question I'd like to ask you. What happens if, say, you're allotted a child and for some reason it doesn't work out?
Yes, and that does happen. I won't pretend it doesn't. First of all, with our organisation, each student and host family is allocated a support person. And that support person has contact with the family and the student at least once a month, if not more. Then there's the situation where if things don't work out, we go through a counselling process, and if it's a situation that can be repaired, we'll work on the repairing it. If it can't be repaired, we find another host family.
Oh, that answers my question.
Yeah, and we don't blame anybody. The whole idea is it's not about blaming.
Mm.
It's because when you pick a student, you're picking it from a piece of paper and a blurb that we've written. And, 9 times out of 10 you get a good feeling about a particular student, but it's only words on a piece of paper and it's not the actual person.
Well, look, we'd like to wish you the best of luck with it. I hope you get enough host families to fulfil your number that you've got coming out in July.
Yes,
and
well, we've still got 12 students to place, and we've got about a week and a half to place them in if they want to get their visas on time.
Well, if they contact that number, 1800 654 947, they'll look after you and give you all the information that you need.
Yes, and regarding the school selection, it's the school of your choice. We don't specify a particular school or region or whatever. We just say whichever school you want, and we'll do our best to try to get that student into the school. And the only thing that stops us in most cases is if the school is full.
Yes, right.
So,
well, that's a big help to the host families.
Yes, Yes. Look, we do a lot of the work. The only thing they have to tell us is they're prepared to host and just give us the name of the school and we do the rest.
Syd, I'd like to thank you very, very much for your
Thank you.
time, and as I said, wish you well with your endeavours for the July intake of students. And if you've got anything coming up and you'd like us to help you further, just get in touch with us.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your work and what you've done for us.
And my guest in the program this afternoon has been Syd Interview, who is the Victorian Field Officer for Youth for Understanding International Student Exchange. Thanks, Syd.
Thank you.